Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you are here. In today's video, you will learn how to feed and store your starter. I will give you tips and tricks for my sourdough starter. So let's begin. When you prepare the sourdough and bake your first bread, you may ask what I should do next. Basically, you will need to save it for the next baking use. While baking your bread, you need to leave a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, in the jar, where you have your starter, and then you have to feed it again. So, you need to add some water, and then you need to add the same amount of flour. Mix everything. Then, it's up to you. It depends what you do next. If you think you are going to use the starter tomorrow, you can just put it on the kitchen table and use it the next day. If you are not sure when you will use the sourdough next time, you can put the jar in the refrigerator. The best place in the fridge for sourdough is the fridge door. If you don't have room in the fridge door, don't worry. You can put the jar in any part of the fridge. It will work too. Just avoid the frozen part. After placing your jar with leaven, you can forget about it for a while, for a week, up to a month. It depends the next time you want to use it. Sourdough feels quite comfortable in the fridge as cold, slow fermentation. This is how I store my sourdough starter. This works for me as I don't need to feed the starter every day. I feed it once after using and store in the fridge until next time. Let's say next time will be in a week or 2 weeks or even a month. What do you need to do to activate your starter? You'll need to get the starter out of the fridge and then feed it because it's very hungry and will most likely have a strong vinegar or acid smell, so you'll need to feed it as before. So you just add water and the same amount of flour. I recommend adding a little warm water, as this will activate your starter faster. The water should not be very hot but only warm, so that when you touch the water with your finger, you feel comfortable and warm. Then mix everything and put the jar in the kitchen in a warm place for about 5-7 hours. Actually, the time may vary depending on your sourdough starter. If your starter is young, it may take a little longer for the starter to become active again. Otherwise, if your starter is mature enough, for example several months, it will take less time to become active again. After 5 to 7 hours, you will see that your sourdough has doubled in size. You'll see a small bubbles in the jar and it will become airy. It reminds me of breathing. Creating and baking bread, it's very beautiful and inspiring. Tips on how I train my starter and what flour to use when feeding the starter. So I feed my starter all-purpose flour, but change the flour every now and then so my starter is ready for any flour. Here is how I do it. Every now and then when I feed my sourdough with all-purpose flour, I also add just 1 scoop of another kind of flour, your choice. I use whole wheat flour, semolina, oatmeal, corn flour. That way, the next time I want to bake bread with different flour, my sourdough will be ready with this flour. I basically teach my starter to work with whatever flour I want. It's really awesome. Also, keep in mind that different type of flour will make your sourdough looks different as well. That's totally okay. Your starter is working. In essence, we prepare a universal starter for any flour we want to use. I highly recommend trying it. It's so much fun. If you are not comfortable doing this in the main sourdough jar, you can take a small amount of active sourdough and do it in another jar. This way you will get 2 starters. If all goes well, You can mix them together or have two different starters. It's up to you to decide what is the best for you. For today, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed, as it really is an incredible process. I'm a big fan of sourdough and all the processes. I like working with sourdough starter. And it's really cool and it's pretty easy once you understand how it works. Try it out. It's awesome. See you in my next videos. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoy sharing it with you. Happy baking!